What if the reason you can't hold on to money has nothing to do with a lack of discipline? What if your body is actually reacting to wealth the exact same way it would react to danger? Because for some women, getting paid more doesn't feel exciting. It feels exposed, unsafe, honestly almost illegal. And that's why the moment money starts to grow, they spend it, explain it away, give it away, or somehow sabotage the very thing they prayed for. In this video, I'm going to show you the money trauma map, the hidden pattern that makes your body panic around wealth, and the 3 shifts that can finally make money feel safe to keep. But here's the part most people miss. Your financial problem may not be in your bank account at all. It may be in a survival response you learned years ago and never realized was still running your life. So before you beat yourself up again and think, I just need to be more disciplined or I need to find another money strategy, I want you to ask a much more dangerous question. Why does my body get activated the moment life gets financially better? Once you see the map we're about to uncover, you literally cannot unsee it. And in the second half of this video, I'll give you a simple body-based exercise that reveals the exact sentence your nervous system still believes about money. That single sentence could explain years of self-sabotage in one breath. Section 1. The emotional weight of money and why smart women panic. We have to talk about why brilliant, capable women hit the brakes right at the edge of abundance. Most people think money decisions are just cold, hard math. They are absolutely not. Behavioral science proves that we relate to money through deep emotion, memory, and threat detection. Money is never just cash. It's power, it's safety, it's shame, freedom, conflict, belonging. And when something carries that much emotional weight, your body doesn't wait around for a spreadsheet. It reacts first. That's why an incredibly educated woman can totally freeze when it's time to raise her prices, or panic when she sees a healthy balance sitting in her account. From the outside, it looks completely irrational, but from the inside, it feels like survival. If your body unconsciously believes wealth is dangerous, you don't even need an external enemy. You will unconsciously become your own exit door. You might call it humility or just being responsible. But underneath all of that, there is almost always trauma. Section 2. The adult trauma contradiction. The story of Leah. Let me show you exactly how this trap takes shape. Meet Leah. Leah isn't just one woman. She's many women in one story. She's the high achiever, the overgiver, the one everybody calls so strong. And yet, the moment her income starts to rise, something inside her starts to physically shake. Leah grew up in a home where money had a specific sound. Not the sound of calm planning, but the sound of heavy stress. A drawer slammed shut in anger, a whispered fight behind a closed bedroom door. The sentence, "We can't afford that," repeated so often it just became part of the wallpaper. Her brain did what every human brain does with repeated pain. It built a map that equated money with pressure, where relief never lasts and safety vanishes overnight. Nobody sat her down and taught her that. Her body just absorbed it. And once your nervous system learns a pattern that deeply, it stops checking to see if it's still true. It just prepares for the worst automatically. Years later, Leah becomes the capable, reliable woman everyone admires. She earns trust. The world starts offering her more, a chance to finally exhale. But instead of feeling peace, her body sounds a massive alarm. She discounts her rates before anyone even objects. She spends fast, as if keeping the money is actually scarier than losing it. Why? Because the adult Leah consciously wants abundance, but the younger Leah still whispers, "Not if wealth costs me safety, love, or control." That is not laziness, my friend. That is a trauma-coded contradiction. You're manifesting opportunity with one hand and violently pushing it away with the other. Section 3. The money trauma map. 3 layers of protection. So how do you know if this is happening to you? You map it out. Not with shame, not with guilt, with absolute precision. Because once you can see the pattern clearly, you stop calling yourself bad with money. You start understanding exactly what your body has been trying to protect you from all along. This is the money trauma map. It's built on 3 interconnected layers of protection: the body, the story, and identity. Let's break down each one, starting with where the survival reaction always begins. Layer 1 is the body. Before there is a bad money habit, there is a physical reaction: a tight chest, shallow breathing, racing thoughts, maybe a weird urge to avoid your banking app entirely, or a desperate need to make an impulsive purchase the exact second good news arrives. When your nervous system detects a threat, it shifts straight into protection mode. You aren't being careless. Your body is just prioritizing ending that physical activation over building wealth. If your body learned that more money equals more exposure, then a growing bank balance doesn't feel like security at all. It feels like standing out in the open without your armor. Let's look at how this builds. Layer 2 is the story. When your body keeps reacting to the exact same threat over and over, your brain has to write a rule to explain it, a silent law. Leah's rule was brutal in its simplicity. It is safer to live close to the edge than to trust stability. Now, she didn't consciously repeat that sentence out loud. She didn't have to. Her behavior repeated it for her every single day. The mind builds a story that feels highly protective in the moment, even when it becomes deeply restrictive later on in life. And that brings us to the deepest layer. Layer 3 is identity. After enough repetition, your money story stops feeling like just a story. It becomes who you are. It shifts from "I learned struggle" to "I am the woman who handles struggle." It's no longer "I adapted to scarcity." It becomes "I survived by overworking and overgiving." This is exactly why healing your finances can feel emotionally violent, because it's not just about forming new habits. It actively threatens your old identity. Who are you if you stop proving your worth through exhaustion? Who are you if money can just stay in your life without all the drama? That is the real edge here. The ultimate question isn't, can I make more money? The question is this: can I tolerate becoming the version of me who no longer has to earn safety through suffering? This is the very spot where women either self-abandon entirely or begin a brand new chapter. If that last question hit something deep inside you, good. Awareness is exactly where the old map starts to loosen up. Now, before we move into the exact steps to rewrite this, if this is resonating with you, please hit the like button on this video. It really helps YouTube know that this content can help other women heal, and it means so much. Section 4. 3 shifts for safe wealth. Rewriting your nervous system. Let's start making wealth feel safe again. And we are going to do this without toxic positivity, without bypassing your feelings, and without forcing your nervous system into beliefs it just doesn't trust yet. We're going to rewrite it using 3 actionable somatic shifts. Step 1 is regulate. Step 2 is naming the sentence, and step 3 is choosing your new identity. Pay very close attention to step 2, because that is usually the one that creates the massive breakthrough you've been searching for. The most crucial starting point is step 1. Regulate before you reason. Stress completely narrows your thinking. So before you do any financial task, whether that's checking your balance or sending an invoice, you have to pause. Physically regulate your body for 90 seconds. Put your feet flat on the floor. Make your exhales longer than your inhale. Unclench your jaw. You are creating space for reflection over reflex. Ask yourself, am I in real danger right now, or am I just in a memory? Once you stop treating every single money moment like a 5-alarm fire, you can finally hear the sentence playing underneath the panic. Which leads us perfectly into step 2, name the hidden sentence. This is the exercise I promised you earlier. Bring one activating money moment to mind right now. Just pick one. Maybe it's raising your rates or receiving a really large payment. Now, I want you to complete this brutal, honest sentence. If I really felt safe with more money, then blank would happen, and that scares me. Do not edit it. Do not try to make it pretty. Let the real answer come up. Maybe it's people would resent me, or I'd lose my excuse for staying small. Leah's answer was that she wouldn't know who she was without survival mode. Naming this truth out loud strips it of its power in the dark. Step 3, choose your new identity. You actually have to write the new identity before the evidence even arrives. I want you to write one present tense sentence. I am a wealthy woman whose body is learning that money can be safe because blank. Finish it honestly, because she honors rest, because boundaries are safer than resentment, because she can finally receive without self-betrayal. You are building a brand new identity that your choices can actively align with. And then you have to prove it. You take tiny, safe, repetitive actions. Let a payment sit untouched in your account for 24 hours. Raise just one price. Move a tiny amount to savings. Say no once without over-explaining yourself. Why tiny actions? Because your nervous system does not believe inspiration. It only believes repetition. Every small act provides real, tangible evidence to your body that wealth does not have to arrive with danger attached. Section 5. Your new wealthy identity. The next chapter. So in the comments, complete this sentence. If I really felt safe with more money, then would happen. And that scares me. That one answer may reveal more than years of surface-level advice ever did. And if you're ready to build a new relationship with wealth at the level where it actually lives, body, belief, and identity, subscribe to Wealthy Woman Mentality. Because in the next video, we're going practical. somatic money boundaries, how to feel safe saying no, charging more, and letting wealth stay. We'll connect your body's signals to real scripts, pricing decisions, and boundary habits, so you don't just understand the pattern, you start living differently inside it. Your old money story may have started in fear, but your next chapter does not have to. Wealth does not become safe the moment you make more. It becomes safe the moment your body no longer mistakes peace for danger.